Good evening. Welcome to Peabody TV's live coverage of Election Night 2025. We're your hosts.
Hi, I'm Deborah Bugler. I own Eat, Drink, Explore Provisions in downtown Peabody. I'm also a Ward 3 resident.
My name is Brianna Clark. I'm a Ward 2 resident, and I'm also the membership director at the Peabody Area Chamber of Commerce.
Really excited to be here tonight.
We're so excited to be here, and we want to give a quick congratulations to all of the candidates who ran for office this year. It takes a lot to take out the papers and put your name out there, so congrats to everybody who's on the ballot tonight.
Absolutely. So I want to let's go take a look at the races, who's going to be running tonight, and just all overall,
Let's get an overview.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so we've got school committee up right now, and it looks like we've got 5 candidates running.
Excellent, and that's for a 4-year term.
4-year term.
Great. Let's head over to some of our ward races here. Ward 1, Craig Welton is unopposed, and then in Ward 2, we have Wendy Ladoff and Michael Troisi running, and we will be getting results in a little bit. We're just going to kind of take a look at what we're working with today.
Ward 3, we have Stephanie Peach running against Neil Papamichael, which is really cool. Got competition there. Ward 4, Julie Daigle running unopposed, 2-year term.
And then in Ward 5, we have David Gamache also running unopposed.
Ward 6, Ryan Cox and Michael Higgins.
And then at the councilor at large, we have, I believe it's 9 candidates running for 5 positions. So it's a little bit of a larger candidate turnout that we've seen in previous years, which is pretty exciting to have, more people wanting to get involved. Do you want to run through the list, Deborah?
Yeah, so we've got Joe Amico, Jared Hockman, Tristan Brown, George Goulis, Justin Titus, Jacqueline Corvo, John Turco, Ann Manning, and Thomas Rosenall.
And I believe that 2 of these candidates actually moved over from school committee. It's going to be those top 2 that you see there. Joe Amico and Jared Hockman were previously on school committee. So it's cool to see people taking interest in some of the different positions.
As we roll through, we're going to see some precincts and votes already coming in, so you can kind of see those tallied to the side.
And then let's go over to... Oh, that one's not working. Okay. The library trustees. Oh, okay, we'll take a look at that one after. So I guess we will jump right over to the mayoral race.
Everything coming in, it's going to take a couple seconds.
Okay, no worries.
All right, so it sounds like we're going to have some votes coming in, so it might everything might take a minute to transition to the screen. But yeah, for the mayoral race, we've got 2 candidates.
We have current mayor Edward Betancourt Jr., and then we also have Rochelle Agnetta running for the 2nd time for mayor here, which is very exciting.
Okay, you see the 500 votes already in for Mayor Betancourt, and Rochelle's got 40 in so far. So we'll just see those numbers go up and up as the night goes on. And
in that top right corner, you can also see the precincts that are coming in as well. So this is just one of the 19. So that'll grow as the night goes on.
All right, let's see if the library trustees is going to pull up for us.
Got a little impatient there. That's my fault. There you go. Alrighty, so for the 2-year term, for library trustee, we have Stephanie Najjar. And then for the 6-year term, we have 3 candidates, Caitlin Guyette, Peter Bakula, and Stephanie Dallaire.
Awesome.
And then I think there's one more, Tracy Valetti, for Municipal Light Commissioner, and that's a 6-year term, and that is Tracy Valetti running unopposed.
Yep. Okay, great.
Should we bring on our guest?
Yeah, let's bring on our guest. So we have a guest here from school committee, and we're going to get set up with Pam Melman.
Is she going over here? Come on down. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing
Good,
well.
thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I've seen you. I've seen you hold sign holding at the Brown School and kind of all over. You've been doing your thing.
I'm still warming up.
Yeah, cold day. Absolutely.
Cold day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was it like out there today?
Well, the first thing I'll say is I have to say a quick thank you.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
absolutely.
Go for it.
Really to my husband especially, has been there all along the way, to my 2 daughters, and to an amazing group of people that have been out there with me. I'd name them all, but I don't want to do that. So what was it like out there? It was amazing to see democracy in action.
Yeah.
See people coming out. I'd like to think we got more out in this municipal election than in the past, and I think that's important. Kudos, as you both have said, for everybody that threw their name in there.
Yep.
This is not easy.
Not easy at all.
This is not easy, and it's been for me, it was a big decision. I've thought about it for a while.
Yeah.
Wasn't easy to do it. I actually take my own personal financial hit by doing it because of what I do for work. I have to, watch that, and so that's a big thing. But I am so happy to see what it was like out there, to experience standing out there, meeting more people.
Yeah.
It was great, and the way I look at it, everybody here is a winner by doing it and putting democracy in action.
Yeah.
And I am personally ready and willing, able, and about, hopefully,
Okay.
There you
to
go.
get the numbers before I
Find
do,
out
soon.
to get to work.
Excellent.
To really get to work.
That's great.
So what was your motivation for running this time around?
Yeah, so the motivation was the same as it's always been. This is my passion. Education is my passion. As those that have voted for me, those that have learned about me, I'm a former teacher, former administrator, Department of Elementary Ed, education specialist, and decided to go to law school and practice almost exclusively education law.
Wow.
So this is in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And typically I represent, and I still do, I just won't in Peabody if I've won, represent children and their families in working with schools to get the education that kids need. And I've seen a lot across the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Cape Cod to all the way north to all the way to the 413, as I put it. And I see a lot what's going on in schools.
Yeah.
And being in this community, I see some of the ups and downs around here. We have a lot to celebrate and a lot to work on.
Yeah.
A lot to work on. And post-COVID has hit everybody hard, and what's going on in the larger scale of things with funding and all of that, and what these kids are dealing with. That was my motivation, to do it a little differently.
Yeah.
Come to the top and go down,
Yeah.
as opposed to bottom up.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like impact on a single kid in a single family, because that also changes a world. You change one, you save one, you save the world,
Yeah.
right? But there's another way to do it, and it was time for me to do it, where my ages my kids are, being able to invest the time, and I said, this is it. This is my time to do it. So hopefully people heard that, and people value that, and people voted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fabulous. And you said you feel like there was a good energy and a good turnout out there
There was
today?
a great turnout,
That's
and
great.
everybody out there was really, really kind, and all the sound was wonderful. Oh, sounds like you got
All
some
right.
things coming in.
Alrighty, so it looks like we have some more poll results in. I think.
Let's check in on school committee.
Sure.
Hey,
Well, we're here,
yeah.
why
Let's do
not?
it.
Wow.
Okay. There we go.
All right, that's looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good.
So that's 2 precincts out of the 19 that you see up on the screen there.
Little
So,
ways to go, but we're getting there.
yep, so as the night goes on, we will be getting more results in. It looks like Beverly Griffin Dunn is at the top here with 585. And it's looking pretty close overall with the numbers that we have in at the moment.
Yeah.
Very nice.
More precincts to come.
It's exciting.
It
So,
is.
I know we don't have too much time with you, but I do want to
Yeah.
ask, what are some of the main things that prompted you? I know you said that there's great things happening and a lot of opportunities to do better.
Yeah.
What are some of those main things for
Yeah,
you?
the main thing, I'd say the primary thing is a real close look at our culture and climate. We got a lot of things going on where teachers aren't all happy, and families aren't happy, and students aren't receiving all of what they need. And I think we need to look at our entire climate. We had a tragedy here in Peabody. That's maybe what woke some folks up
Yep.
on what needs to, and I think that comes from a top-down aspect, and
Yeah.
as a school committee we need to really look carefully at that. Where are we spending the money to make sure we're getting the best bang for the buck? We're
Yeah.
not getting any more money,
Right.
right? And so
Right.
we have to
Right.
look at what we're doing and look really, really carefully at it. be transparent, be open, be honest. And what I bring to that, if I'm able, is knowing that there's a lot more questions to ask, not just the first one, but the follow-up, to make sure we're all doing what we need. And I think that we need some change. I think we need to look at our teachers and ask them as experts what's working, what's not. Allow them to speak open and honestly. Give them that ability to do that and feel like their job is not in jeopardy, as we've heard at some of the meetings. We need to change that. That's not okay, because that affects the kids and that affects us all.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
you after
Really
a long
appreciate
day
it.
in the cold.
I know, it's still warming up, so
Yeah.
I'm going to head
Thank
over
you so
to my
much.
folks and thank them.
All
Thank
right.
you.
course. Have a
Awesome.
good
Thank you
night.
very
Thank
much,
you.
and best of luck tonight.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
That microphone from you. There you go.
All right. So I guess we should just take a look and see what else maybe has
Some
come
of the
in.
polls coming in.
Yeah. Let's look at our wards. Let's see with the ones that aren't unopposed. Okay. Nothing yet for Ward 2. I think we're unopposed. Alrighty. So Ward 3, we have one of the 3 precincts in. And so far we have Stephanie Peach leading the race with 300 and Neil Papamichael currently at 71. And so we'll check back on that in a little bit. Ward 4, Julie Daigle unopposed. Dave Gamache unopposed, still waiting on that ward. Ward 6.
Looks like we're still waiting.
Looks like we're still waiting.
Yep.
Let's see how we're doing with the mayoral race. So again, this is 3 of 19 precincts. It looks like Mayor Betancourt is at about 1,100, 1,200, and then, oh, another jump.
Yep.
So we see that here
Real time.
as they come in. Excellent.
Okay,
Let's
we've
look
got
at large.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see here. All right, so this is Counselor at Large with those 3 out of 19 precincts. Looks like John Turco.
Ian Manning, Tom Rosenall, those are all up,
And
they're all
he's
for
re-election.
re-elections. Yep. Looking good.
Alrighty. Fabulous. I think we could also look at school committee one more time, see if anything new is here. So
Yeah,
Beverly
definitely-
Griffin done,
definitely
school
some
committee,
changes.
yep, still leading the pack, but again, pretty close.
Pretty close.
So we'll have to keep an eye on
Yep,
school
Pam's
committee.
up to 611 now. That might make her feel good walking out of here.
Yes, absolutely.
There we go.
So speaking of, Pam was talking about how, the energy was really great and that she feels like it'll be a good turnout. So hopefully that is the case because I know there's been talk about, will it be a better turnout this
Yeah.
year? I think, sometimes we struggle with people in mass getting more involved with local politics. What do you feel like you've seen this election cycle?
This election cycle for an election year that's not a presidential election year, I did think that there are a few more people who are more interested in than they typically would be.
Yeah.
But I think as a city, we still need to work on that. And I am curious, and I do want to ask some of the candidates as they come through and they call in, what we could be doing better as a city to encourage more voter turnout.
Yeah.
I love the way Peabody does early voting. I think it's always so smooth. The workers that are there at the polls make it really simple, and there's never any lines.
Yeah.
So it'd be really nice to see more residents take advantage of early voting, and definitely voting on the 4th if they need to wait till then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that I've seen a lot of sign holding going on around town for all different candidates
Yeah.
in so many of the different races, which is always great to see. I would imagine that in part that's due to some more candidates than we're usually seeing, again, specifically with at large, but it's really nice to see on all over the city on the different street corners, people getting out there and holding signs.
I agree. And folks have been really creative. I was out holding signs in Ward 2 at the Welch School.
Oh, nice,
And
today.
I saw a couple candidates at-large candidates running from one school to another school and trying to make sure they hit all the wards. So it was really cool to see them all active
Yeah.
and trying to stay engaged and having a game plan for all their folks who are holding signs. And just seeing the camaraderie. I had somebody from Ward 2 pass some candy out to everybody
Oh,
who was holding
nice.
signs out there. So it was really nice.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
the energy was good.
Speaking of sign holding, do you want to share what we did on Saturday and how EDEX played a role too? I think people would find that interesting.
You know what? I always say that cheese is just the energy that everyone really needs. Whether there's dairy-free cheese out there, whether you're dairy-free or not. But cheese always makes everything better. So we were out
Absolutely.
holding signs on Saturday,
Yes.
right up that Linfield split, and we were powered by cheese and dunks, and I feel like
Very
it was a
tasty.
perfect combination.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to get engaged. approaching all these elections, little and big.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that camaraderie, it was so fun to meet some new people and then say, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here today. This is awesome. So, you know, that's one thing that's really great about this is just the community coming together and really focusing on all that there is to do locally and all of the different things that are happening. It's really great to see the energy that's coming out with it. I think it's been really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Did we see
No, we
it?
didn't look at that one quite
We're
yet.
going to check library trustees and see if they'll pull up.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Numbers are jumping. Okay, great.
They're jumping.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Very nice. Should we look at large one more time? So this is 5 precincts are in here. So we have seen a jump. Let's see. So it does look like for the most part the re-election candidates are coming out on top.
Holding strong.
Jacqueline Corriveau is right behind, as well as Joe Amico and Jared Hockman. Again, the top 2, they are coming over from school committee.
Yep.
So I do think that there's already a level of familiarity with those guys. But it is looking pretty good across the board here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And again, there's only 5 spots really available, so with 9 candidates, it's interesting to see how this is going to turn out.
And now that we have those 7 precincts, let's go over to the mayoral race one more time. So it looks like Edward Bencourt is at about 2,600 right now, and Rochelle Agnetta is at 600. All right. I think we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will get you some more results.
All right, be right back.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
We are back. Okay, so it sounds like we might have somebody calling in, hopefully, but we'll check on them in a moment. I want to check back in on how the councilor at large race is doing.
Great, let's check.
Take a look.
So that's 8 out of 19 precincts. So I think only one more has come in since we last put this on the screen. So it looks pretty similar. I would say that Tristan Brown is also getting a little bit closer there.
Yeah. Oh, Pete's
All right,
ready for us.
excellent.
Okay.
Can you hear them?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. McGinn. How are you?
Good day, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing well. It was nice seeing you. I feel like we just talked to each other a little while ago.
Yes. We saw you out there holding signs in Ward 2. Good
Yes.
for you, and the whole with the whole family.
The
It was
whole
a family
fam.
affair. Right.
Thank you so much for calling in. We're really excited to have you. On a night like tonight, I think a lot of the candidates are sitting on pins and needles, and I'm sure you remember what that had felt like in the past. Can you talk a little bit about what they can expect or what's to be expected from them, after this night is all over?
Well, you're right. There's a lot of anticipation leading up to election day and the night. You've got candidates that work very hard, but then you've got to for those that are successful, you've got to switch pretty quickly over from campaign mode to actually doing the job, which are significantly different things. So it's for incumbents, they kind of know how to make that transition. For those that are new at it, that's something, a skill that they'll have to learn pretty quickly. But yeah, it's exciting. There was a lot of new candidates this year, a lot of participation in the process, so it was great to see. It's good for democracy in Peabody.
Very nice. And what would you say, since you have been involved in local politics for a long time, what would you say the trend has been like in terms of voter turnout for local elections? And do you have any advice as to what you think we could all be doing to get more people involved over time?
You know, it's a great question. We've heard for years that, providing more opportunities to vote, would be the answer. And, now there's so many opportunities to vote, so many different ways to vote. And it really hasn't moved the needle all that much. So that's, there are, I don't have a good answer.
It's tough. It's a tough one for sure.
Well, it's a tough one because we now have kind of years of data where people have had lots of opportunity to early vote and to vote by mail, and still it really the trend has stayed the same in terms of overall turnout. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I honestly have felt, just as a voter, that Peabody does a really great job of making it easy to vote and giving opportunities to residents to get out there. So I think it's up to us, as the voting bloc, to really, really make sure that we take advantage of all these opportunities that are out there, every year, every time we can, every chance we can.
I agree. You hear about, other parts of the country where there's very real barriers to voting. That is certainly not the case in Peabody. It's about as easy as it could possibly be to vote.
Definitely.
I think we have one more question for you, Pete. I was wondering what your advice is going to be to whoever ends up winning the Ward 2 race. What do you think they can expect early on, and what advice would you give?
Well, they're gonna. I probably won't have a lot of advice for them, other than to be themselves and kind of, I was given the opportunity to kind of come up to speed at my pace, and they're gonna need to do the same. It can be a little bit like drinking from a fire hose early on. There's quite a bit to it, and so just anticipate that learning curve, and understand that it can take a little while before you are as effective as you might want to be in that position, but it'll come.
Well, Pete, thank you so much for your service these past few years. I own a business downtown in Ward 2. I'm not a Ward 2 resident, but it's always been nice bumping into you, running into you, and seeing you do your thing downtown. So yeah, thank you so much and it takes a lot of time, energy, patience to do it, year after year. Appreciate that.
Thank you, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the kind words, Debar, and wish you both the best. Have a good evening, Brianna.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Looks like we have another caller.
Yeah. We're popular.
We are. We're popular. The phone line is blowing up.
It's blowing up.
We have Justin Titus calling in, who I believe is a counselor at large candidate, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll hear from Justin. Alrighty, Justin, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
We just wanted to, we're mostly interested in what your experience has been like running in this election cycle. What do you want to share with us?
Basically just, it's been an honor to be able to pull the papers and do this. And frankly, I think you need so much courage to be able to do something like this, and I'm very happy I was able to do this. I actually pulled the papers, I think 3 days after I turned 18. I'm only 18 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm only that's it. I'm only 18, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, I've had a good time.
Justin, what inspired you to run?
Yeah, so basically, I'm actually really big into politics, and I enjoy doing this a lot. I love going out and like hearing people's opinions on everything. I'd love to work in the government someday, anywhere in government. It doesn't really matter where. This is like my passion. I'd love to do stuff like this. I took 8 years of social studies in the 4 years I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
I just love it. And I just love it so much. And I was like, if you can just throw your name in, why not? You know? Because you never know. Maybe you can make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And one other thing we've been talking about tonight is voter turnout. So now that you've shared with us that you're only 18 years old, what do you think, what do you kind of see with your generation in terms of voting in local elections versus some of the larger ones? And do you have any input on what you think we could be doing as a city to get more young people involved?
Yeah, so I know that my generation is really, there's not many going out voting in my generation at all. It's mostly the more older citizens, I'll say, that are
Why do you
voting.
think that is? Why are they not voting?
Because it doesn't matter to them. They're on the phone and stuff. All they see is the federal elections and stuff, and
right.
just the sensationalized headlines and everything of things that are going on. So that's all that they see, and all that matters to them. Where local elections is where it really matters. That's what's like, that's your everyday life.
Absolutely.
That will change everything. And so I think as a city there should be more of a push to go onto social media and to advertise about what's going on and what is like. I think social media is a good idea. I think also like mass texting and stuff of what's going on is a good thing. There's just my generation just doesn't show up, and I mean we can obviously see that, and I think it's very unfortunate because it's going to impact them as much as it's impacting anyone else.
Do you think some of them are just? Do you think voter registration, like getting them registered to vote, would be helpful, or are they registered and not just showing up? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'm going to guess a lot of them are registered, and many of them don't even notice, because when you get your permit, you sign up and stuff. You just check a box. And then once you turn 18, you're automatically signed up and stuff. But I doubt any of them even notice. And I've actually asked a lot, and they ask me, how do you check? And I'm like, you just go onto Google. It takes 2 seconds to check if you're registered to vote. And I've helped them and stuff, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know that. I'm like, did you check the box? They're like, oh, right, all right, I did. Many of the people don't even understand that they are registered to vote, and then they don't really even care to go do it because of what we talked about before. It's not in their it's not in their sights. It's not in their direct line of view. They don't care.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. You bring up some really great points about social media, them only seeing like national headlines, and so maybe if there was a way to get some of that local information out to them, that could be really helpful. And I also think too, you bring a great point up about getting permits. I mean, even maybe it needs to start before they're even able to vote, and emphasizing the importance of the local election. So that's awesome.
Justin, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was very nice meeting you over the phone. I hope we get to run into each other soon.
Absolutely. Best of luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks. So we're going to go and check in on Ward 2. I think the results are in for Ward 2. I think we've got a winner according to our polling. See if we can get into Ward 2. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right, we're going to give it a couple seconds.
Practicing patience this evening, folks.
Okay, but we do have the counselor at large up on the screen right now.
15 out of 19 precincts.
out of 19 precincts. Yeah, wow.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4,
Just go.
5, 6.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it looks like Ward 2 is complete, and with Wendy and Ladoff coming in with 490 votes. So we have a new ward councilor, Wendy Ladoff.
All right,
Very
congratulations, Wendy. That's very exciting. And that's all of the precincts for Ward 2. So let's go and see what we have for the others. Unopposed. Alrighty. It looks like we have 1 of 3 precincts in Ward 3 right now. So we're still waiting on final results for that. But we have Stephanie Peach, who is the candidate for re-election, at 300, and we have Neil Papamichael at 71 right now. Unopposed, Julie Daigle, David Wash, and then Ward 6. It looks like this one is finished as well.
Yeah, 3 out of 3 precincts. We have Ryan Cox at 933 and Michael T. Higgins, 1,198 votes. And we've got a new ward, actually, he's already been a ward councilor.
Yep.
Michael Higgins, Ward 6. This is exciting. All right, great. What else
Close
we got?
race.
Yeah, very close.
Let's take a look at our, oh wait, we just looked at large. Let's take a look at mayor. We haven't looked at that in a while. Alrighty, so this is 16 out of 19 precincts, so we're getting pretty close to getting all of that data in. Right now we have Ted Betancourt at 5,840 votes and Rochelle Agnetta at 1,327. So we will continue to see how that one plays out. And let's take a look at school committee. All right. So Beverly Griffin Dunn really breaking out from the pack here with over 7,000 votes. And then everybody else, it's looking quite close, all kind of hovering around that 3,000 point. And again, that's 16 out of the 19 precincts.
Yep.
All right. Anything else we should check right now? I think we did school committee. Yeah, I think that's it for the moment.
Yeah.
And we can wait until we get a couple more precincts in. But it's been so great to hear from past ward councilors. We have some first-time at-large candidates. So that's been really great.
It's that was really cool hearing from Justin. And
18 years old.
18 years old. Honestly, I did not know. I did not know that. So it's really cool seeing young people fired up and wanting to get into local politics. I totally forgot about the permit. When you get your permit, your license, you are automatically kind of registered to vote if you check that box.
I think there's some untapped potential there in terms of getting young people aware of it and getting that on their radar before they're even 18, before they're even able to vote, because they're checking a box and, just like Justin said, not necessarily realizing what they're even signing up for. So if we could find a way to kind of get that messaging out that it is important, and just like Justin said, what happens locally is sort of the first step, and these things do affect all of us, and they specifically affect young people because these are people who will be making decisions about the future. So
Absolutely.
I think that that's there's potential there.
100%. And I think with bigger elections, they get more play, more publicity. I think our local station here, Peabody TV, does a great job of informing candidates, but I think we could be meeting some of the younger folks where they're at a little bit better, just to make sure they stay on top of what's going on and educated on our local politics. Sounds like there's some work to be done there.
Yes, it does sound like that. It does sound like that. I'd be curious to hear from other, other ward candidates what they're seeing when it comes to connecting with young people and what their strategies might be, because I do think so much of it is social media based. So I wonder if that's been like a main tool in a lot of their toolboxes.
100%. And I also think just post 2020 and just like coming back and, as far as school kids go, like just they're more tapped in on their school committee and what the administration and administrators are actually doing to look for, as far as like, I don't know, like regulations and things for the kids. I don't know. I feel like they're more tapped in on what's happening, you know? So it's cool to see folks like Justin getting excited and wanting to participate and help with the decision making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I think we're still at 18. So while we wait for a few more precincts to come in, I think we might take a short break.
That's a great idea.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Alrighty, welcome back. It looks like we got our final precinct, the 19th precinct in. So we have some results that we're going to share with you guys. Let's go through our wards one more time. Oh, actually, looks like the mayoral race was called.
Yep, looks like mayoral race has been called, and we have Mayor Betancourt seated again and with 6,497 votes.
Alrighty, excellent. And then let's look at Councillor at Large.
Okay, so all 19 precincts
Tight race.
are in exact. I know, right? Okay, so we've got 9 folks running, 5 winners. We've got Jared Hockman, Jacqueline Corriveau, John Turco, Ann Manning, and Tom Rosignol.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And congratulations again to those candidates and all of the candidates for running, because like we mentioned right at the top,
hard.
It's a hard thing to do,
work.
and it's exciting to get involved, and we thank you for that. Very cool. All right, let's go over to school committee.
Okay, so Pam's on the list.
Yay! That's
Pam made it.
excellent.
So we've got Pam, Millman, Beverly, Griffin Dunn, and Suzanne Mary Cox.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations to everyone.
All right, going through the wards. We'll go through all the wards one more time, even the unopposed, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So Ward 1, Councillor is Craig Welton. Ward 2, as we mentioned earlier, was Wendy Ladoff. Ward 3, we have Stephanie Peach coming out on top with 668 votes. Ward 4, we have Julie Daigle. Ward 5, Dave Gamache. And Ward 6, Michael Higgins. Very nice.
Yeah.
So there's all of our ward councillors. Move over to the library.
All the precincts are in. We've got Caitlin Guyette, Peter Bakula, Stephanie Delaire, thank you.
And that's a 6-year term. And then over at the 2-year,
Stephanie Najar.
very
Awesome.
nice. And then finally, last but not least, we have the Municipal Light Commissioner, and that is Tracy Valetti. Excellent. So with all 19 precincts in, we have those unofficial results. Congratulations again to all of the winning candidates. That's very exciting. And thank you for spending your evening with us on this election night coverage.
All right. Yeah, that's all. Everyone's in.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night.